All right, man. Vince, I think Goodwill, he was on ESPN to update the Detroit Pistons you know, uh off season so far, or the continued outlook. So let's see what he had to say about where the Pistons at with it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live, drop video. Let's go.
When you look at Detroit and where they are, 60-win team, but so many teams in the East has gotten better. Detroit, they've gotten in John Collins. They let Tobias Harris go to San Antonio. But the biggest thing is Jalen Duren's restricted free agency. What are they doing there? Clearly, Jalen Duren wants something closer to the 5-year, $287 max deal that is potentially on the table, considering he has the escalator, the all-NBA escalator. The Pistons want to give him the something a little more palatable. If taking the qualifying offer is actually there, I don't think it is, it can make for a very sticky situation throughout the season. Nobody ever takes the qualifying offer at that level. But for the Pistons, not only do you have Jalen Duren to take care of, Asar Thompson, a men's twin, they want to get him done before the start of the season. And that's where the second apron and this restrictive financial reality of the NBA comes up. Because once you add Cade Cunningham's max to that, you don't have much flexibility. That's why the Pistons are kind of taking a hard line with Jalen Duren right now.
Restricted free agency is tougher than ever. And, I just think it really can impact the relationship between player and organization also. And that's just something to watch with Duren. Even if he comes back, even if it is on a decent deal, how did this impact their relationship?
All right. So for the most part, it's Jalen Duren, 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 Jalen Duren. That's what it's about. So he's saying that they can't really spend the money like that Jalen Duren wants, because why? They got to pay Asar Thompson too. So when they didn't go out there and they missed their window, and they didn't go out there and get some help for Cade. Help ain't coming, bro. Help is gonna come with via the draft. Help ain't coming. The help is gonna be either one of these dudes develop, a couple of these dudes develop, or maybe they may consolidate some of these dudes at the trade deadline. But the hope that this mythical help is gonna come for the Pistons, it could come at the trade deadline where they take the Herder deal, they take Isaiah Joe expiring contract, and they take some draft capital, and then they can make something happen that way. But basically, what you're banking on is these guys to get back. They must really expect Asar Thompson, Ron Hollins, Jalen Duren, one of them to take a monumental jump offensively. They must really expect them to make that jump. And if they don't make that jump, and guess what? When you pay a motherfucker, they just tend to get comfortable. When you pay these young guys, I'm not saying this is their character, but just kind of looking at it overall, when you pay these guys, that type of money, you expect them to make, you expect them to get comfortable. They must really expect Asar Duren, especially Asar Ron, to really make a monumental jump offensively. But the problem is we've seen more glimpses from Ron. And one of the glimpses about Ron, if Ron's, open for a 3-point shot, Ron's going to shoot it. And we know Ron can finish at the rim. Asar is struggling. His confidence gone out. He can't finish at the rim. So if I had to say the candidate to most likely break the bust out offensively, it's probably going to be Ron Holland, bro. That's probably going to be the guy. If anybody is able to make a monster jump offensively, it's probably going to be Ron Hollins. Because Asar Thompson looked bad. it like it was nothing there. He can dribble, he can pass, but really, that's not really a threat because when you can't even, finish at the rim, when you can't even finish at the rim, that's not a good look. That's not a good look. So they're banking on internal improvement. That's what they're banking on, internal improvement. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see. They're banking on internal improvement. And if these dudes don't make the jump, then, there's probably a trade coming at the trade deadline. They may add DeRozan. They may add a guy like DeMar DeRozan. They may add a guy like Benedict Mathurin. They might end up adding one of those guys. They very may will. But as of right now, they had an opportunity to strike, and they still do. Honestly, they still do have an opportunity to strike. They still have an opportunity to strike. When a lot of those contracts are expected to be eligible for trade, you know what I mean? You can make something happen at the deadline. I think 15 for Duncan, 11 for Isaiah Joe. I mean, but the problem is this: what if those guys are playing really, really well? And Asar Thompson and Ryan and Duren ain't playing well. Do you just wait for them to figure it out? Do you wait for them to figure it out? It's the $1 million question. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate the love and support. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist for more videos like this. Find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, wherever else I'm at in that link tree. It's the first link. It's one of the links in the description to say find me everywhere. Appreciate y'all. Peace.